Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Let's start the show. Hey,
What's up?
hello, and welcome to Insert Name Here. It's a podcast about nothing for nobody. If you take it seriously, you're redacted. I'm your co-host, Doug Bennett.
And I'm your other co-host, Seth Nacho. Welcome to this beautiful recording on a wonderful Sunday at dawn.
Ding-a-ding-a-dong-dong.
Dawn diggly dang dang.
Ding-a-ding-a-dong-dong. Ding-a-dong-dong. Ding-a-dong-dong recording.
Did you just go Michael Jackson? So as the tagline preaches, this is the show, the podcast.
A podcast, a vodcast too, if you're on YouTube.
About nothing for nobody.
If you take it seriously, you're redacted. Don't forget to tune in on Spotify for the bonus clip every week at the start of the recording. Also, you're going to find a 2-year backlog full of fun stuff to fill your ear holes with.
Yeah, if you ever want to just...
Not your other holes, just your ear holes.
Yeah, if you just want to listen to some good podcasting, you know where to find it. On Spotify, insert name here. Doug, how you doing, man?
Hanging in there. I just got back from Megalopolis, and boy, was the Megalon lawning.
You were a tweet god about this Megalopolis shit.
I did 2 posts.
Yeah, I know. So many posts.
I told the world I was seeing it, and I gave a review.
Yeah, and because you went to see it, you missed out on one of the craziest college football game experiences. Georgia, University of Georgia versus University of Alabama.
Yay.
2 SEC Titans. Georgia ranked 2, Alabama ranked 4. The game was crazy, dude. I just got to talk about it. Well, yeah, Trump was there, but that doesn't really matter as much. He was there, I think, with like a petroleum company or something. I don't know. Anyway, the game was crazy because it looked like Alabama was just going to destroy it. Okay. Alabama was destroying them throughout the whole game. And then like in the third, fourth quarter, Georgia brought it back. And it looked like Georgia was going to win.
Oh, no.
I can't remember if they got their 2-point conversion or not, but it was like 34-33 or something. Bama had to score, right? They had to. And it was insane, dude. It was the craziest shit. So I think it was the 17-year-old from Saraland, Alabama.
Hell yeah.
His freshman year, caught the ball in a crazy catch. Dude was on him. He managed to somehow still get the ball, even though this dude was like right on him. And then he juked 2 people. He juked 2 people at once, broke their ankles, and made it to it was a 75-yard touchdown, I'm pretty sure.
Dude, would hit the Madden hit stick.
Yeah, dude, it was insane how he juked them. It was crazy. And then they get the 2-point right conversion, so it's whatever. It's like 41-34. Georgia could still come back. Georgia, at the very end, throws into the end zone, right?
Okay.
They're about to get a touchdown. Bama intercepts.
Yo.
It was insane, dude. Like, this is all like in the last 2 minutes.
Obviously.
Like, they say that like a basketball game, you're supposed to watch like just the last 2 minutes, basically. Who knew that was the same for football?
I mean, it can be. And this is a pro tip for the listener. If someone starts their football story with "this game was insane," just know that everything took place in the last 2 minutes. That's what makes a football game insane.
Insane in the membrane.
Now, I feel kind of bad for that 17-year-old, though, if
What's
I'm
up?
being honest. Imagine peaking that early.
Well,
Nothing he does for the rest of his life is going to feel that good as knowing that he won the game for Alabama against Georgia, who, by the way, Alabama is the only team that beats Georgia.
well, he's got more career left. You know?
It doesn't get better than that.
I think there's more to him.
Look, accomplishment comes in, like, there's 2 vectors of accomplishment. There's what you actually did and when you actually did it.
Yeah.
And things get heavily weighted the faster you can get to them. Like, it would not be...
Right, like the younger you are and the more success you have, like it makes you seem.
Can you imagine what that level of success does to a 17-year-old boy's mind?
Yeah. Well, just to put it in perspective, when he went to Saraland High School, supposedly, he got recruited there and like bought his family a house and shit. Like, I mean, football's crazy. Football's crazy in the South, guys.
Roll Tide.
It's insane. But yeah, I think he's gonna have more stuff now. If he makes it, does well pro, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be
Like Julio Jones did.
I mean, he'd have to go LeBron with it. Where I mean, he's already kind of doing that now. I think.
Yeah, 17-year-old Heisman winner.
Yeah, he would have to like have an incredible rest of the season. Obviously, probably secure a national championship, which I mean, Alabama's going to be in the playoffs now that we have those, and then probably just one and done college, go into the NFL, and then within 3 years, also be the deciding factor of a Super Bowl win for whatever team.
Well, funny story about NFL and stuff. There's a guy that's playing for Nebraska. He's the quarterback for Nebraska, and I think he's from California, but he is copying Patrick Mahomes to a T. Like everything about him, he looks like him. Like he acts like him. He throws like him. He's trying to be Patrick Mahomes, and the sad part is he's good. Like he's good at the game.
Well, that's the thing. And, you know, I guess it's kind of a soft launch. A lot of people didn't realize that Patrick Mahomes was the prototype for essentially the Geonosian Clone Wars army that the United States government has made to ensure future dominance of football.
He's the Jango Fett. Is that what you're saying?
Essentially,
Yeah.
yeah. So he's not trying to copy Mahomes. He is Mahomes.
He just
in almost every meaningful way.
He's just a clone that was made in a lab.
Dude, this brings me to, I have another test for you, another IQ check.
Oh,
something
boy.
that is objectively correct, and it's binary, but can you pick the correct choice?
Okay. I'm hearing it. I'm listening.
All right. It goes like this. Is it possible that you
Me.
could be born in any other circumstances, and that it's just a stroke of fate that you ended up in the circumstances that you did?
Like, are we saying that I have... So are we kind of establishing that there's a soul within me that could have been born into a different body? Is that what you're saying?
Bill,
Like different parents, different part of the world?
this is answerable without context, and then if you want, we can build on it after.
Okay, so let me hear the question one more time, Doug.
Yeah. Is it possible that you could be born to any other set of circumstances, and it's just sheer coincidence that you are born into the circumstances in which you were born?
I hate to say this to you, but I don't think so.
Yes. All right. Redemption. You're 1 for 2 on these now.
Because a lot of what makes you who you are is your parents, like genetics. So I feel like the way I am is because I was born the way where I was.
Yeah.
And I would be a totally different person born somewhere else. Now, different terms like environment changes, right? Nurture versus nature. But I'm calling nature on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just calling nature on this one. It's genetics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a great degree determines stuff, you know, right? So
Yeah. Well, it's even like you're also a product of your surroundings in a large way.
for sure you are.
Not only materially are you entirely a product of your two parents, like
No, your environment and how you're raised, for sure, right?
yeah,
Like if my parents were in a different socioeconomic class, I would be different.
right.
But at the same time, I'd still be closer to who I am right now. Because I
you
still have
would-
the same parents.
But you wouldn't be you
Not the me I am now,
exactly.
I'd be acting hella different.
Think
The ghetto!
yeah. Some people think that birth is just all like a fucking jerk off lottery contest.
Oh, the blank slate theory or some shit?
Yeah.
Like, you want to do some John Locke shit?
And you know, I just could not imagine being that deeply mentally deficient as to believe such a thing.
This is all kind of bleeding into my big question, actually.
Sweet.
I've got more to talk about, though. I've got more things I want to bring up, bro. So much shit happened this week that I have to tell you about.
Okay.
First off, I saw 2 fucking Cybertrucks this week.
Gay.
When did the world... So you know how when you go in your video game and you're like, let me go to the options menu.
Low res.
Low res.
Polygon.
Yeah, like, when did polygons start appearing in real life? I have to shit on Ultra HD. Like, what is going on?
Dude, well, this Cybertruck would go really hard in Star Fox 64.
Oh my god, yeah, actually would, yeah.
That's it, though. Anyway,
What is it? Drops coming in. Cornelia, drop.
do a barrel roll.
But yeah, the trucks have been popping up all over the place, and I'm just like, what is happening? One was behind me at McDonald's.
Dude, were either of them naked?
Yes, they're both naked.
That's crazy.
Neither of them had like a wrap around them.
That's crazy, because everyone that I've seen...
It's like advertising a business.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, I'm about to eat my lunch on this. Someone pay me to drive this, please. Those leases are crazy, dude. I think the base model was like 80 grand. And
God,
then,
for real?
And then to actually make it drivable, you had to get some of the add-ons. So most people paid north of 100 grand for it.
Yeah. I saw 2 just straight up Cybertrucks
Crazy.
this week. I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy.
Polygons out of my streets, dude.
Hell yeah. Fuck them
The
polygons.
lights are crazy, like the headlights. They look so weird. And like the blinker, I was like, what's going on? Anyway, so I had to like, we can't have fighting Polygon man fighting on the streets. And then I sent you this TikTok. I don't know if you saw it though, because you sent me a bunch, but I don't know if you saw what I sent you because you didn't react or anything. But it was this business guy, and he was talking about. They say I don't hire enough women in my company.
Yeah, I do.
He said, yeah, I hire trans women. Why would I hire a woman with estrogen when I can hire a woman with testosterone?
Are you telling me that I can have the superior intelligence of a woman with the sheer physical dominance of the man? I'll take 6 of them. Hell, give me the whole dozen.
And then he said, raise your hand if you're gay. Now raise your hand if you're straight. I want neither of y'all in my company. I want people that want it all. I only hire bi people. And that just made me like, that made me crack.
He walks up to the guy, he's like, so what about you? Are you bi? He's like, that's what I thought.
I'm not hiring you. Like, could you imagine like a workplace like that? Like this dude's hiring people like this?
Dude, I could get behind woke if it was more like that. Like, you know, just show me
Just being truthful.
Show me the actual benefits of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
don't skip all this empathy crap.
Well, I don't
Give me the numbers.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think the bi thing is quite that simple. There's a lot of people that say they're bi just to like try to fit in, you know.
Well, don't do bi erasure. Not on this podcast.
Don't talk about it.
No, even saying that is like, even pointing that out is very negative toward bi people.
Right. No. Okay. I won't. There are people. There are bi people I know, and they're great people.
Yeah, sad.
I just some people in Hollywood freak me out. Anyway. All right.
No, I mean, it's good to talk about this. There is a significant trend of people who hop onto queerness as like
To fit in.
like a little button you can put on your shirt.
Yeah, it's to get that little bit of victimhood.
Yeah. So
But like,
that yeah.
how many girlfriends have you had? How many boyfriends have you had? You know, it's like, oh well, I'm probably straight. But I don't want to fuck with anybody about that.
Yeah, I mean, sexuality isn't necessarily what you perform.
It's a spectrum, right?
It's not what you perform. It is a lot very internal. A lot of it. So that's why questioning it in a certain way is harmful. But also, I'll say this: you can tell who's faking. You can tell who's a faker.
Dakers.
And those people suck.
Usually. Well, they suck something, you know. Okay, anyway.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Oh, come on. Call me guilty. Guilty as charged. So let's do a big question, huh?
Questione.
Yeah. So, my question for you this week is a banger.
Banger, I hardly know her.
How do you feel? How do you feel about affirmative action?
It's bad, and it's a good thing that we got rid of it. Our country is better for getting rid of affirmative action.
We got rid of affirmative action?
Yeah, it was.
Well, Title IX still exists. Is it gone? Like affirmative action?
It's like gone. And
So we don't DEI hires anymore? Diversity hires?
Well, that's different. Affirmative action only applies to, really academic institutions.
I thought it was all companies in general.
No, it's specifically an academic thing, and a lot of like specifically Asian Americans are pissed off at specifically Yale.
Oh, right, yeah, because they wouldn't let certain
Because
students in.
now that affirmative action is over, even less Asians are being admitted as opposed to other quote unquote like POC groups.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was also the same group of Asian American activists who spearheaded the charge of like we have so many good candidates and we're getting edged out by affirmative action, and they didn't really understand that the agenda there is a little bit bigger and different than, I mean, the inception of affirmative action was a really good thing, and now in this age of DEI and ESG scores, it has become heavily corrupted toward being very anti anybody who's been historically successful.
Okay, so instead of thinking, I guess, of actual affirmative action with academic institutions, think about it like just companies and how they hire, stuff like that. I was watching an interview with this guy, some however old conservative white man, and he was saying that instead of affirmative action, we should just have a meritocracy, which is like, you know, whoever the best at it should get the job, right?
Yeah.
For sure, right? And I get that, but I feel like the other person he was arguing with had a point. She was saying that, like, because there's not a lot of women in certain stuff, that their opinion and stuff doesn't get focused on. So my solution I thought of like a couple minutes ago. Not a couple minutes ago. It's about 30 minutes ago, okay?
I really thought through this one.
I really thought it through. I was thinking maybe a focus group. Like, you could still have this meritocracy, but like there needs to be focus groups on these products or whatever.
Like oversight committees?
I guess, but like, I mean, literally just a focus group, but like you could probably do an oversight committee or whatever of like people of different diversity that could give their opinions on something.
Sure.
Because their opinions have value. Because it affects, like if it's a product they're going to use, it affects them.
Yeah, okay, so what I really take issue with in conversations like this is like, where did we get this idea that everything is for everybody? Like,
Oh, well, yeah, everything's not for everybody. Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
okay, and it's like, you know, where is the hiring diversity on the oil field? You know, where is the, like, I'm dead at.
That's so fucking true.
Where's it in the coal mine?
Dude, we got it in the Secret Service.
Yeah, and then look what it's done to the product of the Secret Service. Why isn't
There's a lot of hot Secret Service women now.
Hey, brother.
I didn't really look at
I mean,
them.
if I'm going down, some better be swinging.
I'm gonna fall into some cushions, man. Oh, that's fucked up. I'm
But
sorry.
like why?
Women are not objects.
And why isn't there other kinds of diversity in things like warfare?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. It's because no woman out there, however hard she trains, is dragging a fellow soldier off the battlefield or to cover. Like, it's sometimes your identity is a liability.
There's a lot of women in the armed forces.
Yeah, they do.
They have
great.
to do the same training, don't they? Like they have to go swimming with a fucking rucksack on their back and go crazy with all that equipment.
Yeah, it's all modified for inclusivity.
Is it actually modified?
If I'm being so honest with you,
Like,
yes.
actually?
Yes, it's all heavily modified in order to include a broader base. So, it's the kind of thing where the more people you include, the lower the standards have to become.
So does that mean that the men also have lower standards?
Yeah, you've seen their standards gone down over time as well. Although that plays into other issues like the general unfitness of American citizens. Shouts out Obesity Gang. I'm obese.
Whoop, whoop,
You're
whoop,
probably
whoop.
obese if you're watching this.
Whoop whoop.
We're here. Get used to it.
Fucking love America.
But yeah, it's like
I fucking love America.
it's like other things like
I'm a patriot.
like does a skincare product for somebody with sensitive skin need the input of somebody who is naturally oily skinned? No, it doesn't. It's a product that corrects issues for a completely different. And when you start up these oversight committees and you start over inclusivity, you start getting opinions that don't matter because they don't apply to the task at hand.
I think that my point was not about that. And I think that I did not consider that when I was thinking about this. I mean, I agree with you. Certain demographics have certain products marketed towards them. and it just makes sense. Why would you ever make like? Okay, this is terrible. I don't know a good example for this. Fucking like a hair loss treatment, I guess. Like, do women suffer hair loss as much as men?
Yeah, it goes unspoken, and a lot of them self-treat with wigs, but there is actually kind of a significant female hair loss community.
Okay, what would be like a product that's like targeted at men? Like a ball shaver. I don't know. Like, what would be a men product?
Sure, you mean why not? That's like
Underwear that holds your Johnson in place.
Yeah, the brand where you can separate your Johnson from your.
Why would you ever want a woman's opinion on that? That makes no sense, right? Okay. But let's say we're talking about a seatbelt in a car.
Yeah.
You might want opinions from everyone.
Yeah, and because of the equitable way that we've set up our society, like a woman's voice is going to be heard in that.
Apparently, this woman that was in the debate with this guy, the conservative guy, she's claimed that only male mannequins are used and that women do not matter in that opinion.
There's no such thing as a male mannequin.
Exactly, right? But like, you go, it's like the male form, I guess. There's no tits on the mannequin.
I'm so tired of these gender ideologues.
But yeah, like, it's a little stupid. But you get what I'm saying, though. Like, something that's for everybody or like something that's marketed like whatever should probably get more opinions on it.
Yeah, I mean.
So there's like a place for diversity, but you would still want people that are qualified and do well to be the people that make it or whatever. You know?
Yeah, and maybe I would even say as recent as 20 years ago, you might not see that kind of naturally occurring diversity. I think there has been enough of a tonal shift / pendulum swing in the past 20 years that you can now have like a pretty reasonable, naturally occurring level of diversity.
Yeah.
And the reason that you're seeing a lot of widespread corporatized shitting of the bed is because instead of recognizing that, hey, we made it to the good spot, the spot we're supposed to be, they're now doubling and tripling down on a bunch of stuff and completely dismantling industries. Like, name an industry, and I guarantee you there's brain drain, there's lack of retention, all the specialized expert knowledge has left in reaction to a lot of these DEI and ESG policies.
Okay.
Tech especially bad. Tech is just like a nightmare. It's going to be insane.
Tech is just a nightmare in general. There's like apparently this term called "inshitification." Have you heard of this?
Yeah.
Where like technology slowly ruins itself over time. Like apps and shit suck. Like Airbnb is fucking just horrible now from where it started.
It's incredible.
Dating apps, trash now. So,
turns out not everything can be a commodity. Wow.
Oh wow. Let's. I want to have all the subscriptions to everything.
It would be, you know what would make my life a lot easier?
What's that?
If a company out there was able to offer me a package to where I could just buy one price and get all the subscriptions. I just pay one guy. Just bundle them all up for me.
Subscriptions for what? Are we talking like TV?
Like Netflix and Hulu.
See, I was talking about like Tinder.
And Tinder.
There's like literally there's like 3 different subscription options you could have on
You know
Tinder.
what? Throw something like that in there. Because I was just starting to make a cable joke at first, but now I want cable plus. Okay.
I want cable plus dating.
I want the dating add-on. I want Game Pass. Yep, and there better be sports. There better be sports.
This is the guy that watched Megalopolis instead of the Alabama game.
Okay, well, the football I did watch this week has been NFL so far.
Oh, yeah, you're an NFL guy.
And in my fantasy league, I'm currently undefeated, and it's looking like I'll stay undefeated. Watch me eat my words after this. I better knock on. But, no, I managed to grab up who ended up being the best kicker in the NFL, Brandon Aubrey, Stallions alumnus. It's Alabama sports continuing to dominate across
Let's go, Stallion. 3
all tiers. Yeah, baby. Gonna be 4 next year.
Yeah.
Speaking of tech, here's a little bit of news.
Sure.
It's very, very specific news related to Hurricane Helene.
That's what just happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
North Carolina. Sorry, guys. If you're watching from North Carolina, you have power now. We feel for you.
if you're watching the week of release from North Carolina, lucky ass you. You managed to find some kind of internet service and power.
Yeah.
God bless. You're one of the
All things are possible through Allah.
But yeah, I am gonna like sort of largely ignore the Florida situation, the Georgia situation, because Atlanta got creamed.
Yeah.
There is specifically one little tiny mine and refinery right next to it that makes the purest quartz on the planet, and then forms the crucibles for forging semiconductors that the entire global semiconductor industry
Is dependent on.
like all of it. Taiwan, the semiconductor manufacturing, I believe a lot of it happens in Israel as well. There is some U.S. domestic manufacture.
Sure.
But anywhere in the world that semiconductors get made, rely on this one tiny little piece of North Carolina that...
Where the quartz is mined.
And refined. Mined and refined. Wined and dined.
Yeah, why aren't there any women working in the mine?
Yeah, like...
Women just don't like miners.
Why isn't the UFC just an open league? No, women really like minors. It's insane. No one wants to talk about the female pedophile problem.
I thought we were talking about women and actual people that go in mines. I'm sorry. That's where I was at.
Oh,
Steve! Steve from Minecraft.
But yeah, no semiconductors happen in the world.
You went crazy on that. You popped off. People don't want to talk about that.
They don't want to talk about it, and we're not going to.
It's because it's kind of like a fantasy, you know?
But
Like
you
you're a
know
teacher,
now.
Like you're a teacher in high school or something.
Nice.
Anyway, sorry. The mine, the quartz mine.
Yeah, so it just doesn't happen without this little
The
tiny patch.
semiconductors don't get made.
Yeah, and they're part of the heavily affected area. I think they might have gotten flooded out. So I don't know if you know what happens when a mine gets flooded.
I imagine nothing good.
Nothing good.
Imagine not a good thing in sight.
It is a monumental and sometimes impossible recovery task. So where that puts us as a planet is within 6 months, if that doesn't get unfucked and back on track, no more new semiconductors. That's it. That's something like a several $1 trillion hit to the world economy.
Like, okay.
That's like the complete economic collapse of at least one country. I'm not kidding.
Which one's it going to be?
Taiwan, obviously.
Oh, shit.
They got clowns to the left of them, jokers to the right. There they are, stuck in the middle of the South China Sea.
With you.
Everyone knows the song, dude. Not everybody's good at geography like we are. Sometimes you have to help them.
It would just be cool if you were in Taiwan.
I prefer Tai 2, thanks.
We've already made that joke. It's the funniest part. You have made that joke before.
Listeners, insert name here, rule of thumb. The sequel's always better.
Okay, what about the prequel?
The prequel depends.
Okay. Actually, yeah, John Wick 2 better than John Wick 1?
Yeah, if you're in a situation,
maybe not.
if you're in a situation where you can approach something and they already have the sequel out, never start with the original. Just always jump in at 2 because it's going to be better. And then if it was so good you want more, hey, you got the original right there. But yeah, rule of thumb, sequel always better.
Is that a podcast rule of thumb? Are we
Yeah.
going with that? We're making that official?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Signed it into law. Ratified.
Codified.
Into the Constitution.
Codified into law.
Absolutely.
All right.
An important thing to do.
Where were we talking about Taiwan? Their economy's gonna get destroyed. Well, they were gonna get invaded anyway.
Maybe not anymore. Maybe if they can't make the semiconductors, maybe there's no point in taking them over.
True.
Maybe this is a good thing. We should ask the Chinese fentanyl dragon Alex Jones.
Now we're asking real questions. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe this will save them in the end.
Yeah.
But that poor mine, I feel bad for the people that work there.
Yeah.
This got sick.
It's hard not to. Just feel bad for anybody. There was one specific person who went viral and all this hurricane stuff that I did not feel bad for.
Oh God.
And it was this girl who live blogged her and her, I guess, husband staying through the whole thing because they didn't want to leave their home because they had just remodeled it. Right. They were going to try and salvage the situation or whatever.
Yeah. So what the house look like at the end?
I mean, there's no house.
Oh, where do they live? Were they in Florida or Georgia?
Florida, yeah.
It was that bad?
I mean, like 20, 25-foot storm surges, so covering 2-story buildings
It was bad.
at times in
It
places.
was bad.
I don't know if their house washed away or whatever, but there's nothing. That's a teardown. That's a teardown and a rebuild.
So they were like on the coast. With
Yeah.
The surges.
You could see the coast from some of her shots.
So,
But there was like a
did
point.
they stay in the house?
Yeah.
Durant?
She was just like.
Are they alive?
Yeah, I believe they're alive. I haven't checked in on them since, but she was getting the updates out of like, oh, it's filling up here, oh, it's filling up there. They started running their generator inside their house, so you already know that these people are, I mean, not the best decision makers. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And yeah, they kind of got toward the end of the day, and I guess the storm, enough of it had passed or whatever, that they did a slightly longer video. And the husband at one point in his exploration efforts to like secure or just see what the surroundings were, he encountered a dead body. Like, these people were told, hey, hell's gonna be right outside your doorstep. And they're like, well, we'll have them some coffee on for Satan, I guess.
We love hell. I'm a hell patriot.
So,
That was a callback. You got that?
yeah, that's good.
You didn't really pay attention to what I said earlier. I don't know if you... Anyway, that's insane. Dude, I'm really kind of scared because another hurricane's coming this week.
And then 2 more the weeks after that.
Yeah, like, it's just nonstop. Hey, you ever noticed that hurricanes always happen during election season? Right when the election's coming up? Something's going on here. Did you know that Kamala Harris's cousin's name was Helene?
Brother. You know what? I think that actually plays into.
I'm literally fucking around. I have no clue if that's true. If you take it seriously, you're that, right? Anyway, go ahead.
Well, people have been pointing that out, but what they're missing is the connecting link here to Helena, Washington. Now, what's going on with Washington is there's a fucking volcano there. What do we know about volcanoes?
They erupt.
That's where evil villains keep their lairs.
Ah.
Now, who goes to evil villain lairs?
Evil villains?
Governmental intelligence.
Governmental intelligence?
Yeah, that's right. We did not know this, but mere miles away from Kurt Cobain and the inception of punk and grunge rock in the 1990s was a satellite office for Mossad, who, as we all know, are owned by MI6. So the Crown has just been influencing American pop culture for decades.
God. And
Did you know that?
what's his name? Who was the guy you just said?
Kurt Cobain?
Kurt Cobain. He liked to wear dresses, man.
Yeah.
They were influencing him. Now look at us.
That's right.
Everyone's in a dress these days.
Men have definitely never worn dresses as a joke.
Yeah, like everyone's wearing a dress these days, dude. It's crazy. Like where am I supposed to get my dresses from? Like we're all obese in this country. It's hard to find one that fits.
Dude, I'm skipping dresses. I'm going straight toga mode.
Ironically,
Not unironically, underrated. Underrated garment.
the toga.
Yeah, if you ever hey, listener, try this one out. Doesn't have to be in public. It doesn't even have to be in company. It can be in the privacy of being alone. Earnestly try wearing a toga and see if you don't feel fantastic.
Now hear me out.
Okay.
I don't think togas were just worn like togas. I think they wore tunics underneath the toga. I don't think that you just wore
a multi-part garment.
I'm saying that it was like a jacket on top of your tunic to symbolize your status.
Okay, I mean, have you never worn just a jacket before? A nice big jacket.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I have.
A big jacket.
I've never gone naked mode underneath my jacket.
A jacket. It goes down to your knees. You're walking through a cityscape. There's vaporwave music playing. You're on your way to meet a fixer.
Dude, vaporwave. You just tripped me out with that. Like I haven't heard that word in so long. Okay, I don't want to get copyrighted, but
Dude, the kids are still really into vaporwave.
that's such a lie. There's no way.
It has not gone away. All the people that were into it are still into it, and then I keep seeing it get popular with young people on TikTok again.
I haven't seen that.
It's because it's rooted in nostalgia.
Is Dungeon synthcore? popular with the kids.
Lord, it was never popular to begin with. A bunch of people.
All them damn Gen Zs and their Dungeon Synth core, and their freaking whatchamacallits, their Octuas.
Jesus Christ. Round of applause for Haley Welch. As we speak, she has moved up in the ranks to number 3 podcast on Spotify.
Actually?
Yeah.
Insane.
The only 2 people ahead of her on the charts are still Tucker Carlson,
Jerry.
and the Joe Rogan Experience.
I heard some inspirational news from the Talk to a podcast, so I hear they're doing big things. Let's collab sometime.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it would be awesome.
No, I added her in my last repost of the podcast link.
Brother, I wasn't going to mention this, but you tried to. That's a dead ad.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
It was the one that popped up.
Whatever was in your tweet was not it, and then I went and looked it up, adding the A, because Tua has an A in it. It's not like Tua the football player.
Yeah.
And Tua has an AH. And the X account was completely fresh and new for the launch of the pod. It even gave the notification of this account is really new, so its visibility is limited right now. It was clearly the actual official one.
I don't know.
But
Anyway.
yeah, I just think they're going to completely ignore X. I don't think Haley herself even has an X anymore.
Well, can we, congrats to a fellow podcaster.
Love to see big success in the game.
Well, yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Love it for you.
So, let's stop being so serious and let's get on to something a little more lighthearted.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so excited for this.
The death penalty.
Wah, wah. Womp womp.
Yeah, death penalty discourse has been happening again, and I just kind of wanted to touch base, say a few things, and perhaps have some dialogue with you.
Oh, fantastic. You know me, I love dialogue.
Absolutely. So what I want to say is that I think people really missing the forest for the trees here, and issues surrounding the death penalty is almost always whether or not you agree that the death penalty should or should not be a thing, whether you support capital punishment or not.
Yes.
Now, it's discourse right now because there was 2 executions this week, actually. There was just one when I kind of mentioned it to you, and then there was another one. Alabama did their 2nd nitrogen execution, which...
That's a rough one.
That is a psycho way to do it.
Yeah.
If you're going to suffocate somebody in a good manner, the gas you want to use is helium. Helium is so close to oxygen that it tricks your brain. You don't know that you're suffocating at all. You just drift off. You can say funny stuff. You get to be, for one blissful moment, you get to be meat wad before Adult Swim cancels you.
Copyright strike.
No, nitrogen death is insane. It just boils your blood. You boil from the inside out.
Oh yeah, because that's the scuba divers.
Yeah.
When they do that, they get the nitrogen.
The bends.
Yeah.
So, lethal injection is I guess. After this, we should do a quick draft of execution methods.
Fantastic.
But the one that was
Put the sponge on his head!
Yeah.
Strap him to the chair!
But the one that was spurring everybody on was the death of Marcellus Williams.
Right.
Now, this is a guy who got put on death row for the crime of breaking into a woman's home, stealing, just kind of whatever from her, and stabbing her to death 44 times.
44 stabs.
Yeah.
Might be a record.
Now, the putting of him in jail and the sentencing of him and why he ended up with the death penalty was because he confessed to doing it to multiple people in his personal life. He owned the crime so much that his prosecution would not let him testify in his trial for, because you're not, one of the rights we afford you is not self-incriminating.
Right. The Fifth Amendment.
Yeah, and to go in there and then say that you didn't do it would be perjury, which is a whole other crime. So this guy was very guilty. Guilty as all get out. Completely agreed that he did it and he should be in jail. And the only issue here is that the family of the said victim was like, we kind of don't agree with him being put to death.
Yeah.
Obviously, he would not agree with himself being put to death either.
I don't think so, yeah.
Life is life, It's one of the more egregious things about certain sentences. Like, are we really, as a society, going to pay to keep this guy in a box for until the end of life? And prisoners are afforded a certain amount of medical care, so it's not like you get pneumonia once and nature takes you like it used to be 100, 200 years ago.
Right.
So the only issue that anybody involved legally had was with the death penalty itself. And a lot of people were like, oh, they don't agree that he should be killed. That means he's innocent. There's this huge social groundswelling of misunderstanding of what makes somebody innocent. One, in the eyes of the law, or two, just matter-of-factly, the facts that did actually happen.
Okay, so because the family was saying he shouldn't be put to death, they were saying, oh, that must mean you think he's innocent.
Yeah.
Which is, that's like, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but that's a huge misunderstanding.
It's a huge leap. And then the people who were more rigorous about, because the innocence thing was, you would see nonstop people be like, they're about to execute an innocent man. And the supporting evidence they were using for that was things like the prosecutor also kind of not agreeing on death, which,
Yeah.
That's not the prosecution's choice. That's the judge's fucking choice. That man's life is on the judge's head.
Yeah, that's it. The judge gives out the sentence. I mean, the jury has to decide.
But they were pointing out that upon reevaluating the DNA evidence of the case much down the line, they found hair that did not belong to either the victim or the perpetrator on one of the victim's clothing garments or on the rug or something.
I feel like this is a pretty open and shut case.
Yeah. And then for the knife, they found what ended up being police DNA on the knife. That when you look back through the procedural, the reporting, it's just mishandling of the evidence is what caused that.
Right.
But I feel like people don't understand that DNA evidence in particular does not exonerate. It is nothing that a case should ever hinge on, especially when you have a multiple time confession of said perpetrator.
Yeah, I feel like that's just open and shut. I feel like that's open. The guy did it.
But it's like
44 is crazy.
Yeah.
We were talking about this episodes ago, but that might be asylum levels.
No, for sure.
We were talking about this before, rehabilitating and stuff like that for that shooting that happened recently.
Yeah.
And just it's hard to say people deserve to die. That's a hard thing to say.
If you're being serious about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to say. That judgment call, yeah, killed it. Whoa! Life's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
But okay. What flabbergasted me was what you told me after that. What you told me the other day. He'd been waiting on death row for 26 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he got sentenced to die, but he.
Yeah. That's how long it can take. And this is the cool thing about even still allowing capital punishment in this day and age. There are a lot of procedural gateways to get through, whether it be in the case of lethal injection, which is what Marcellus Williams got. Are the drugs fresh enough? Are these the actual drugs?
Yeah, is this what we actually want?
Have we been tested? Is this how we're going to carry this out? Even because you get sentenced to the kind of death at the time of sentencing, so it can take a while to set that up. There can be There's always the appeals process. So pretty sure he went through multiple appeals or whatever, trying to get down off of death.
Yeah, get the different sentence. Yeah.
So, the due diligence was done. This guy got an extra 2.5 decades of his life, albeit in a box, albeit in a very controlled setting where he couldn't rob and kill for sport like he used to.
I wonder how many last meals he got.
You know what's fucked up about the last meal?
What about it?
You don't actually get to pick your last meal.
Well, that sucks.
They show you a menu of hey, here's what's available.
Here's your options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can't pull the sneaky
You go to a restaurant for
Yeah.
your last meal. What,
you can't pull a sneaky self-execute without I didn't disclose my nut allergy. My last meal's a PB&J. I'm going out on my terms.
I thought you were gonna say, yeah, can I get cyanide for my last meal?
I want 3 pounds of apple seeds, please.
Can I please have an entire peach pit? Can I get non-activated almonds?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. Well, so you get like a menu, okay.
Yeah.
That sucks.
They really do. Oh.
Like, I figured you could be like, yo, give me that lobster tail and, all the shit.
Dude, I'd want even less than that. I just would want to taste the sweet, sweet bliss, the manna from heaven that is a Cheddar Bay lobster biscuit from Red Lobster. And Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Dude, the guy was telling me how he makes chicken pot pie with the Cheddar Bay biscuits.
That's
because like
goated.
the crust.
That is goated.
I was like, holy shit, like I want that.
Yeah, that dude's living in the year 3000.
That guy's 10 steps ahead.
So, ultimately, I guess,
Yeah.
I feel like I was so close to a point, maybe. But,
We were talking about the 26 years, and now we're getting to lethal injection.
Oh, yeah. So, due diligence, due process was done every step of the way.
Yeah.
And so, you don't get that far along
I'd fight for my life.
without being guilty. Like,
The guy was guilty, yes. He confessed to it, basically.
guilty. Not even basic, just because he didn't confess in a court.
He didn't confess in court. He didn't have a signed confession.
But
ask any of his friends.
It's exceedingly rare in this past century that someone was unjustly executed. And you can't just say somebody was innocent because they were up for execution.
Well, that's the thing. Is execution just in itself?
And well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's the whole debate, right?
yeah. And personally, yeah, I think in a lot of cases there's many use cases where an execution can be justified.
Like, does the punishment fit the crime?
For sure. Yeah, I mean, and it has to, and it does have to be rigorous, obviously. But I don't think there's anything necessarily. I don't see there being a conflict of ethics when it comes to the death penalty. Like some people might say. Some people might say killing is always wrong, and killing a killer makes you a killer, or a murderer. Murder is much more charged. Killing is like the definitional, clinical way of talking about it.
Yeah, the guy murdered somebody, and now you're murdering him.
But yeah, I mean, the point of having an organized state is to offload the majority of violence that you have, like that you could enact. You're creating an actor for violence, and you have to trust and vet the state in that dispensation of violence. Violence and justice are kind of synonyms, honestly.
Yeah. Like, if somebody killed your brother, you would get revenge, right, or whatever, It's like that, that's street justice.
Yeah, that's human nature, is to kind of want yours back. And because an eye for an eye is not the way you should conduct your life.
You let the state do it. You have like this government. It's like the agreement for governance. What's that called?
The social contract.
Social contract that Rousseau talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
So
there's the words I'm looking for.
Yeah, the state's not a person, and it's not necessarily beholden to the same ethics an individual might be.
Yeah.
Therefore,
the government for the people, by the people.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the other one is that Lincoln said.
So yeah, I personally, I think we're at a pretty good spot. Maybe we could do more executions, but we are doing it the right way and using it very sparingly.
So you think the death penalty is okay?
I think it's definitely okay.
Yeah.
It's sometimes necessary. It's always okay.
That's your opinion.
What about you, man?
I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Life is precious. Life is precious. People can change.
All right.
But like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There are some cases where I'm like, yeah, fucking kill him.
Sure.
Like crazy crimes and shit. Like the guy we were just talking about, Marcellus or whatever. Like that's pretty fucked up. 44 times is a lot of times to stab someone. I think she was dead after probably the second or third stab. Why'd you add 41 more? Like a little crazy, right? Like that's like asylum levels. Like maybe this guy needs to go get
sedated permanently.
Yeah, just the old ice pick to the eyeball.
But no, if you could stomach this kind of thing, go look up the 3D rendering of the examples where show what would have had to been the angle of entry for each of the 44 stab wounds.
Oh.
It's
I don't
not,
want to see that.
It's not graphic. It's not gory.
Okay.
It's just like a modeling of like, hey, here's, in case you're having a hard time graphiking what 44 stab wounds, or like what it would look like, how he would have had to do this. Here's what it would look like. And
Crazy the knife didn't get stuck or anything. You know?
Right?
Because when the knife hits bone, it'll chip.
Yeah. Well, when you're
Unless you got a nice double steel katana.
or you're in such a berserker frenzy that you just shatter whatever bone you're pulling out of. The stabbing is honestly by far like the nicest part of the wounds she received in that.
Okay, I don't want to go any further.
All right.
I don't want to go any further with that. But these ways that people die from, like the way we execute people, we need to find a better way to do it. Personally, I think lethal injection has its problems. The suffocation has its problems. The electric chair has its problems. Maybe we should go back to guillotine. You know?
Yeah, I mean it's a little cleaner. There is the.
That's the most humane way to kill someone.
Well, the most humane way to kill somebody is to shoot them.
Shoot them.
Just shoot them. I mean, it's a firing squad, honestly. You know, and do you know how the firing squad works?
Yeah, everyone, are they blindfolded? Or no, you just like just as much people shooting guns at
I
someone.
mean, the simplest way to do it is you make them face the wall. But,
yeah, and then everyone shoots at them.
Yeah. So somebody prepares all of however many guns it is beforehand, and everybody involved with shooting the gun knows, and they're not supposed to check, but one of the guns has a blank in it. And so everybody on the firing squad can sort of absolve himself by being like, oh, obviously my gun was the one with the blank in it.
Because, like we said, the state isn't held to the same ethics as a person, so these people should not feel guilty for doing this.
Yeah. And then,
like personal guilt.
Yeah. I mean, getting shot to death is incredibly quick. You go like that.
Wouldn't it be painful though?
Not really.
Would you feel the pain?
Debatable. I mean, there's so much pain, I think you would immediately go into shock. I mean, it's not like we can interview people who died by firing squad and be like, how was that experience for you? This is
except in the Wolverine movie. Wolverine gets firing squad and he comes out just fine.
Man, I can't just go cast Speak with Dead on that corpse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, cast undead, and then you get to talk to him.
Yeah, but the most painless and humane way, the actual good way to do it, the same method that they're using for the suicide pods that are now, the first ever suicide pod got used in Switzerland this week.
Let's go Futurama!
But the actual painless, most kind way to kill somebody is helium. That's not a joke. Like it also doesn't boil your blood like nitrogen does. So that's the real solution. Is if you care about a humane, wholesome, painless experience, it's suffocation by helium.
Which sucks because we have a shortage of it, guys. I can't remember what episode it was.
Go back in the archives.
Yeah,
I talked about knowledge.
I talked about it. Anyway, yeah. So okay, well, if there's like a really humane way to do it, that would help me out personally. I feel like the methods we have right now that are being used a lot are not good.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no reason to like put on such a display.
Yeah.
For the state, you know, because the whole idea is that it's not supposed to be unethical. So
yeah. Hell no. Let's go back in time to when it was a spectacle.
yeah, let's put them on the damn gallows.
Hell yeah.
Oh shit!
Take a family picnic out to the lawn.
Yeah, well, you can go to public executions. Like, there's people that got executed. You can probably go and watch that.
Sometimes.
If you want
Sometimes. The family of the victim of Marcellus Williams, they were allowed to invite a certain number of people to go watch.
Okay, but it wasn't public.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we've moved away largely from public execution, which I actually kind of don't like that because to me it speaks of like some kind of temerity on behalf of the state of like we don't really feel so much conviction in our ability that we should be allowed to do this that we are proud enough to do it in public.
Just like show it off. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a little bit of a lack of ownership for me.
Yeah. Well, if we go by everything was better back in the day, which is a podcast stance, it's written in the Constitution.
Things used to be better.
If things used to be better, then technically we should have public executions again. We should have gallows, we should have guillotines.
Yeah, I mean, even those were more refined than some of the older methods.
Yeah, like...
Everybody used to just go grab a rock.
What was the bear?
Grab a rock, get in a circle.
Wasn't there a bear thing? You had to fight a bear?
Trial by bear?
No, wasn't that a thing?
I mean, animals have been used in many execution methods.
I feel like there was something like that. There's like drawing and quartering. There were some pretty fucked up methods back in the day, dude.
I learned about a really messed up one this week, where they would take a rooster, a monkey, a cat and a dog, and you, and they would sew all 5 of you up into a leather bag, and you would either die from the fracas, or if you managed to kill all the animals inside with you, they would take that entire sack and throw it in the river. So you would drown in a sack of dead animals.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's so sad. It's so gross. Ugh. Just some fucking rotting corpses next to you. You had to kill the chicken and the monkey and...
You don't even get to win, At least if a witch thinks she gets to not drown.
Oh, she floats? Yeah. Well, she gets burnt at the stake.
No, floating was...
Floating meant you were a witch.
Yeah, so if you sink, you don't have to drown. Now, are you going to free yourself from the rock you're tied to? Probably not.
You're dead. You're going to drown. What do you mean? You're in the water.
Yeah, but you had a chance.
Yeah, okay. Well, burning at the stake, that was an old method.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably take that over something like the animal sack.
Yeah. Dude, I think it was in Puritan England, not Puritan England, Puritan New England, they would crush you, like with like a board and put rocks on it. I think it only takes, I've heard this, I think it only takes 8 pounds of pressure to kill someone. Is that true? Or something like that.
You apply it in the right place, I could believe it.
Yeah. Like your rib cage, maybe your skull or something.
I mean, once you start getting into like just general crushing, probably it takes a lot more. But I mean, just think about people get run over by cars all the time and they live. So
yeah,
car. Didn't know if you knew this, but for those of you keeping score at home, weighs more than 8 pounds.
Yeah, well, they're going a lot cheaper on the construction of cars these days. They weigh a lot less than they used to when they made them with good American steel. I love America. Let's go Patriots.
But yeah, there's people who got caught up in like the innocence of it all or not. Like, you don't have a problem with that because you're not even looking at what the case actually is. It's do you want capital punishment or not? And
so they got caught up. They're like, this man's innocent. Is that what they were saying?
Yeah.
Which is stupid. That's not. Yeah, because from what you have said, from what I have gathered, from the evidence that I've heard, because I don't know anything else. I know your side of the story. I'm a little innocent peon over here, but I would assume the man's guilty, from what I've heard. I mean, telling your friends that you did it, didn't give away, didn't get. There he is! There he is, officer, get him!
You have a bunch of her stuff in your car.
So, yeah, the shit you stole, yeah, there it is. Put you at the crime scene, where's your alibi? Well, I was busy stabbing a woman 44 times. But I think, yeah, the real problem is, do you have a problem with executing someone? And for me, I sort of do, because, life's important. If you have morality through religion, it's hard to be okay with it. But if there was like a really humane way of killing someone, it would make me feel better. And there is apparently a way.
Oh yeah.
With the helium. But too bad we have a shortage. So.
And that's why we have to go to space. Because you know what's mostly helium? Jupiter.
And that's just a theory.
A space theory.
But no, the sun is actually a lot of helium. Let's just go to the sun.
Yeah, we don't need that shit.
The Dyson sphere that shit. Dyson sphere that
The
out.
Dyson sphere goes around Earth. How many times do we have to litigate this?
Oh my fucking god. He's bringing back shit from so long ago.
Shit that you should go listen to on Spotify.
It doesn't go around Earth. It goes around the star.
I'm nothing if not consistent.
Yeah, true.
Speaking of consistency, this is usually about the time that I ask for a parting shot.
Is it?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Do you have more to say? Or you can keep this rolling.
I got a parting shot, sure.
Okay.
I mean, is there something else you wanted to talk about?
I think
I'm kind of exhausted over here. I had a lot to say, and then all of a sudden I'm kind of
Doctor.
chill. So yeah, doctor.
Doctor.
Parting shots, guys. As always, go to twitch.tv/Seth_Nacho411. Come see me. Come see Jigglypuff. We're gonna be streaming Mondays and Tuesdays, playing usually Dead by Daylight.
Money Monday and Titty Tuesday.
It's not Titty Tuesday. Okay.
You gotta bring the people in. You have the promise of Titty Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear a bikini top on Tuesday.
Yo, that would go so sick.
That would go so bad. I'm not that comfortable. Anyway.
$5 donation, you'll write my tag on your chest.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so yeah, come check it out. I'm streaming. Parting shot is, guys, why do so many people get away with it? You know? My prime example is Asmongold. He's a streamer. A lot of people like that guy.
Oh Lord, I know where this is going.
Yeah, tell me where you think it's going. Yeah, exactly. He lives in fucking filth. And people love him. It makes him a legend. So, fuck that shit, man.
God Lord. Yeah.
I just can't believe it, man. He gets away with it. He's like a hoarder, isn't he?
It's not so much a hoarder as that nothing about his life has changed since he was 8 years old, and he's deeply committed to it staying that way.
I still like
his mattress is almost as old as he is.
I like the legend of how he cuts roaches in half with scissors.
Yeah.
Apparently that's true, but I can't do that. Well, probably not. I never really tried.
Yeah, that man is not.
You shouldn't compare yourself to him.
He's really on. I don't think there's any other explanation other than him being something that isn't human. He is an entity, and like maybe a fey creature. I won't go so far as to say a deity. But
You really said fey, like from like old shit, like what's his name? Oh, who fought the Green Knight?
Yeah,
Who fought the Green Knight?
I believe it was Gwen.
Yeah, Sir Gawain. Yeah, that's like the fey shit back then.
I have.
Nobody talks about fey shit anymore.
I have
Celtic legends don't exist anymore.
I have volumes of esoteric lore trapped in the library of my mind.
The inner machinations of my mind are. Sorry, you don't like SpongeBob. I'm sorry.
I have never in my life said I don't like SpongeBob.
Right, you haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
Just wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid.
It was the devil's cartoon.
It's made it very hard to relate to people in my generation, because apparently everybody else watched it. It's whatever. I read The Lord of the Rings 3 times before I turned 11. It's fine.
You're shot, brother.
Yeah, over here, you already know, it's your boy, Doug B. This is my primary output, and I recommend listening to it multiple times throughout the week, whether you stream it on YouTube or check it out on Spotify, where I have said many things that I will inevitably say again, but you can be prepared. Do your homework, or check me out on X. I'll be saying stuff. Apparently tweeting up a storm.
About Megalopolis.
Yeah. And that relates to my parting shot of the week, which is inspired by Megalopolis, but it can be applied more broadly to anything. It is really good to give your full attention to a media experience. There's a lot of talk about like shows getting greenlit and being good second screen content. You should try to move away from your second screen content enough that you do actually attend the media that you're watching. Megalopolis is a film that requires you to pay attention, and it was cool. I couldn't think of the last thing I saw where I'm like, wow, if I missed certain things here, if I wasn't watching this, I would have no clue what was going on. So there needs to be more of that. I like the movie for that alone.
Can I just say?
I would love that.
I always give my full attention to what I'm watching, for the most part.
So you get it.
Yeah, I always fully watch something. I'm always attentive to it. You've told me in the past how you would like put something on in the background while you're doing something. I've never, I can't really do that. It doesn't happen for me like that. I'm watching it. Even the ads.
Especially the ads. Twitch ad experience goes undefeated.
I think YouTube's worse, personally, but.
And when I say goes undefeated, I mean like as an enjoyable experience. Like,
Oh! Like you love it.
Like where else am I gonna get Peloton into McDonald's into car parts?
Where am I going to get 9 30-second ads in a row?
And all for things that don't go together, but also somehow still relate to me. Like clearly, Amazon's got my data unlocked.
League of Legends? Let's go.
Sheesh. Oh man, League of Legends is that you've seen memes where I was like, I'm thinking about calling her. Like, that's what League of Legends is for me.
I can't believe you admitted that.
Yeah, I'm a reformed. I haven't in years, but constantly I'm just like, maybe I should call her. But it's important to stay strong and not give in to devilish temptations. Just like it's important to chop wood, carry water, and most importantly, Xiao Hong Shu.
Special, I just